Inside Gaming is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Keep your location private from the strangers you game with online at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, something that starts with TH. Thursday. Autumn is trying to write this joke and her brain is on fire.
So everybody cozy up and let's talk about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. It's super effective. The remake with the longest name ever. I think I'm gonna start putting random letters at the end of my name. Maybe like a
XT.
X4.
Definitive edition.
Yep.
So yes, this long-named game, Pimdertidix, for short releases tomorrow, and it's an overhaul of a pair of games that came out in the mid-2000s for the Game Boy Advance and the DS. Just calling it out here, Brian accidentally wrote the mid-200s at first. Do with that what you will.
So yeah, if you've never played them, the Mystery Dungeon games are a bit of a departure from the series. You actually play as a Pokemon as you lead your team through randomly generated dungeons, fighting other pokes. Fighting other Pokés and gathering up items.
Wrong.
Oh.
Actually, you do not play as a Pokemon. You play
put
as
me
a
on
human who is turned into a Pokemon.
Oh, like the movie.
Yeah, the facts matter here, okay? If I were a Pokemon, I'd probably be, I don't know, something that sucks. Is there like a garbage can Pokemon? Like
Toilet?
Actually, no, there is a
Yeah, there is.
trash
It's
Pokemon.
Garbados. I looked it up. Hi, there's no such Pokemon as a Garbados or Garbados, and I'm a big dum-dum who got it wrong. However, I thought it was funny, so I left it in. Sue me. Okay.
Garbados.
Garbados.
It's your boy Garbados.
So while the core game is the same, the remake features a beautiful new painted art style that's kind of Winnie the Pooh-ish.
And there's Owl. But most of all, it's a good song.
It's honestly very pretty, and we love a good watercolor finish, I guess. That's the official Inside Gaming stance on watercolor.
No, I'll come out for it.
Dadaism, get out. Impressionism, don't need it.
Pollock, why don't you jack out of here,
Hey.
son?
Yeah, there's some new features that weren't in the original, most notably autosaves, cool, and mega evolutions, holy Please tell me we can turn into a Gigantamax Pikachu and Pimdertidix. But also, I'm a human. Yeah, there's also a new auto mode which lets you explore dungeons more efficiently. Awesome. I hate doing things.
Yeah, how does that work?
It just plays the game for you, I guess. I don't know.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm exploring for you. In this era of self-driving cars, it's nice to just hand stuff over to AI and have it play the game for you. Thank you, robots. Please don't take advantage of my faulty human mind and rise up. My morality will be my downfall.
Plus, Pokemon is once again riding high as a franchise, not like they've ever truly come too far down. The Sword and Shield game sold an incredible 16 million copies in just their first 6 weeks. Congratulations, Pokemon, you've done it again! At this point, I just can't believe they still have ideas left for new Pokemon. Well, I mean, they kind of don't have new ideas. It's a fucking apple. There's a sheep that's just a sheep. I mean, even from the beginning, there's just a carp.
Yeah, Pokemon is one of the most popular and enduring franchises in video games. So how is the Mystery Dungeon remake, Zach?
Well, we checked the reviews and they are not great. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs! Yeah, it's currently at a 67 on Metacritic, which technically qualifies as mixed or average, but let's be honest, even pretty crappy games get scores in the 70s and 80s, so it's doing a little bit better on OpenCritic, and it's sitting at right now at a 69. Nice. Still not great though. You can't just 69 for the rest of your life, Mystery Dungeon. Sometimes you gotta step out of your comfort zone and do a nice round 70.
It's a difficult maneuver.
It is, yeah. But I've mastered it.
It includes one huge asshole.
So why are the scores so meh? Well, Eurogamer called it a sweet but clumsy remake. They loved the watercolor art style, but their reviewers said the remake had a lot of frustrating qualities too.
That ranged from troubles with character movement on the Switch analog stick to quality of life issues like having to constantly deposit money and items. They wrote, "It's no fun to find a cool, rare Pokemon that wants to join you, but have no way for them to do so because you didn't spend your paltry coin on the right one of several dozen camps ahead of time." I don't know what that means, but it sounds frustrating.
So I bet it's bad.
Yeah.
It sucks.
You smell that? My brownies are burning over here.
Hell
That's
yeah.
how peeved-o I am.
Peeved-o.
Peeved-o.
They also found the dungeon crawling repetitive and grindy writing. It's busy work, really, for idle thumbs and idle minds. Damn.
God.
Yeah, so maybe it is best to have this game play itself for you. It wasn't enough as a daydream, but not one I'd love to be stuck in for any great length of time.
Oh boy, sounds right up my alley to be honest though.
Oh, yeah?
Spirit me away to this daydream Pokemon land where I don't have to worry about human things like money.
No, there's money in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is.
Well,
that's
where
what
I
they
don't have
just
to be
said.
worrying about being turned into a Pokemon.
Nope, that's
Nope.
in this game.
Oh, okay, well maybe I don't have to worry about sticky analog controls.
That's in this game.
Can I
also.
please wake up?
Sorry, no.
I can't wake up.
I can't wake
Save
up.
me!
Wake me up! Alright, Games Radar said that the main issue was the original game not being that good. They called it a wonderfully crafted a remake of a painfully average game.
Yikes.
Ooh, yeah, they wrote that every dungeon follows the same format. Narrow corridors lead to open rooms as you hunt for the stairs to take you further into the dungeon, with the odd item or trap here and there. Wild Pokemon wander around chasing after you if they see you.
They also criticized the game for being repetitive and called the combat basic, writing, strip away the cute visuals and Pokemon theme, and you'll find a mediocre turn-based strategy game with somewhat shallow mechanics. Isn't the whole point of Pokemon games, though, the aesthetic?
Oh yeah, Pokemon's whole shtick is inch deep, mile wide.
It's fun, but like, there's other turn-based games that do more interesting things.
Yeah, like Digimon World 3.
Are these games children's games? I'm not talking shit on Pokemon.
No, it's not a ding.
It's like animated movies, like, I don't know, like Wreck-It Ralph, but they're so accessible to like children, or children-aged people, I like to call them, CAP.
Thank you for using the preferred nomenclature.
By the sheer merit of it being accessible to children, it's going to appear more geared towards them, even though there's probably like stuff that you'll find valuable on ages upwards of 25, ranging to even 31.
What?
Huh?
It also doesn't hurt that we were kids when Pokemon
That's what I'm
started,
saying.
and like we grew up with it.
A lot of people get really mad about this stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like they're still making the game for the same audience.
Like,
you're
So
just 20
have
years
to-
older.
We're really tempting the comments here. Wait,
Multiple critics also wondered why enemy health bars weren't added to the remake.
Zach, what's going on?
Yeah, Eurogamer said that the omission makes advanced planning and strategy almost impossible. Nintendo Life called it a beautiful game with potentially hundreds of hours of gameplay. There's still no getting away from the fact that this is a 15-year-old GBA title at its core. They added, it's still fun in bursts, it just gets samey after a while. Put that on my tombstone.
But to be fair, some outlets did really enjoy the game.
Yeah, US Gamer was way more positive. They said that the remake was tweaked to make things more balanced and fair than the notoriously difficult original games. They wrote, those of you who are used to Sword and Shield holding your hand like a fussy mother might be a bit taken aback by a game that'll kill you in a couple of hits if you're not careful, but those who enjoy a more robust challenge will find something to appreciate in the gameplay.
Nintendo Insider called it another remake with the right approach. They wrote, modernized for a new generation and a worthwhile upgrade for those setting up their rescue team base for a second time. It offers an enjoyable team bonding adventure for those looking for a different Pocket Monster experience on the plucky portable home console.
So yeah, reviews are kind of all over the place on this. However, it's worth noting that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games usually, as a rule, get mixed reviews.
We went back and looked at the original games. They both scored in the 60s. That's not
Groovy.
That's not good for those who
60s, you know?
Yeah, what is this? And so did most of the other games in the Mystery Dungeon franchise. But the original Rescue Team games revealed that Diglett has feet.
Uh-oh.
That should be worth at least something. How many feet?
7. The toes just spread out in a circle, so it's like,
There's little suction cups on the end. It was mind-blowing to me as a child to realize that that was the nose and not the mouth.
Oh yeah.
And apparently they are furry. Like, they are supposed to be moles.
Pikachu has hair too, right?
Yes.
The magnet one, he's covered in fur.
Geodude is covered in baleen.
It's actually Formica.
Fingernails.
Thick algae.
Well, Geodude actually went bald. He had a mane of like Fabio.
At one point.
Wait,
Yes. Isn't there like a Geodude that had like giant bushy eyebrows?
There are no rules when it comes to design.
You're thinking of the
Pokemon.
Eugene Levymon. So you could argue that the original games weren't that great to begin with, and these remakes were working with kind of flawed source material. And we're not saying that the Mystery Dungeon games don't have their fans, because they absolutely do, and hey, that's great. Go enjoy yourselves. Autumn, who's not here because she's dying, genuinely enjoyed the first ones. They're a fun twist on Pokemon games, the stories are interesting, and if you like grindy, busy work games, this franchise is for you. However,
Nevertheless.
I will now cede to my peer.
And I will cede to my peer.
Ah, yes.
And I'm
well,
peering at my peer.
I feel your gaze, yeah. Well, taking Pokemon and putting them into a roguelike dungeon crawler is always going to run the risk of alienating some fans and reviewers. That's kind of what we're seeing here. So, Geek.com called the game a roguelike that's an extremely old school example of the resurgent genre. They wrote, whereas today's roguelikes use the randomization to highlight some unique mechanic, here you just walk around various grids spamming the attack button. Outside of dungeons, you can take different jobs and recruit new teammates to bring into battle. But the actual bulk of the experience, seemingly by design, just doesn't warrant that much thought.
You can take on other jobs, like what, janitor?
Well, if you're janitor, then there's a track in the game that leads to, I think, math person. I didn't finish that movie.
Oh, where he's
Yeah.
such a janitor
become-
that he's good at math?
Is there ever a moment in Good Will Hunting where they say the title of the movie, like Matt Damon does something and they're like, Good Will Hunting?
Let's bring it back to the script too, like, hey, you like them? Apple Pokemons? The whole movie is being shocked that poor people can be smart. Like, oh, what? The janitor's good at math?
I got a see this movie. Yeah, it sounds like they kept the game faithful to the originals for better and for worse. Whether you'll like the remake seems to depend on if you're a fan of the Mystery Dungeon games. But hey, don't take our word for it. We're just dumb YouTube people.
Look at us dance for you.
Dance!
And I'm doing the 60s dance.
Yeah, we're slaves to the algorithm. Don't fret. You'll get to decide for yourself when it releases tomorrow. And hopefully this time around we get a good look at those Diglett toes. I gotta see it. The world is poised, ready to take Diglett's wiki feet virginity. Is this 60s dancing to you? I don't know that this is something that anyone's ever done. You got excellent moves though, either way. This is great stuff.
You better watch those feet. Digletts are about.
All right.
I think that's it.
Can you guys end the video by locking toes?
Because it was a Pokemon game, there were leaks that Farfetch'd was holding.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
And now that's a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
And if you know anything about Nintendo, you know that they hate leaks. Who can blame them? Drips right on their head while they're trying to sleep. And they'll have